Hey, Kevin from Common Room here, and today I'm going to walk through how our customer journey graph works. And if you're thinking, what the heck is a customer journey graph? One way I like to think about it is kind of giving you the power of a CDP and putting that power into the hands of go-to-market. And so one thing that CDPs, customer data platforms, are really good at is combining and mixing and matching these different custom objects, whether that's an opportunity in Salesforce, a different workspace, maybe payments, and combining that and unifying that across both accounts and contexts. And so this is an example of it's rooms, but it's essentially like a workspace. And so if I click on any one of these accounts here, we're pulling in the details of what's happening in this room, like the number of owners, like what they're using, things like their usage and all that kind of stuff. So this is an object, a room that is also connected to the account here of SemGram. And now where all this data becomes really powerful is if I build a play around it. So for example, I'm going to hop back over to this organizations tab here. And then and maybe a play I want to run is to reach out to any accounts, any organizations that have more than one active workspace. So I'm going to click on add filter here. I'm going to type in active rooms, and I can click on this and say, there's at least show me any account that has at least 2 active rooms, and at most 10 active rooms. And so here you can see these are all potential accounts that maybe you want to consolidate into a single room and upsell there, or maybe they're on a free plan, or one workspace is on a free plan. We want to upgrade them to a bigger plan. So I can sort this any way needed here. I can click on Amazon, for example, here. And then we'll now see within this account object, we'll see that these different entities. This case, it's a room. We can see that Amazon here has 4 different rooms, 4 different workspaces. But some of these are not, like one of these is not on their enterprise plan. So maybe they're kicking the tires here, and maybe I need to reach out to the Alexa team as a rep and say, hey, did you know that the rest of your team is using this paid version of our product? And we can bring them on to also use that product. So this is really great intel that a play that a rep can use. Now, this becomes way more powerful when you can combine it and build it into place. And that is what I'm going to show examples of how you can use this customer journey graph and combine it to build these really powerful plays next. So now on my home screen here, you can see this large list of plays that our reps could run in a prioritized fashion. And I'm going to focus on these first 3 to highlight the different features of our customer journey graph. So this first one I already kind of covered. This is organizations with more than one active workspace. We can see Amazon in there, which I used as the previous example. And we can see that they have multiple workspaces here. And not only can we do this on the organization level, but we can also do it on the contact level. So this is an example of a contact play. These are contacts who are associated with the object of a Salesforce campaign. This is a very classic marketing play where these people have registered for a live event, and that event happened and they did not show. So if I go into, I'm going to pick on Isabella here. If I go into her record, I can see, all the different things like her website visits, her activity, etc. And then there's this object here for campaign membership. We can see here we had this LinkedIn live campaign. She registered for it, but she did not attend it. So this is maybe a play where we want to send these people a follow-up recording. If I click on to that campaign name, it'll take me directly into Salesforce, which is the object that it's referencing here. So really powerful stuff you can do on the contact object. And then the last thing I wanted to show is not only can you pull in campaign and any object from Salesforce, a very classic one is pulling in the opportunity object. So these are all accounts who have had opportunities. They closed lost, and the reason for that close lost was for timing. And so these are maybe accounts that a rep might want to revisit because they've been closed out within a certain period of time. And it's time to revisit that. So I'm going to click on aligned here, and we can see here also, the summary of what's happening at this account. And then if I go into this opportunity tab here, this is a a custom object that we're pulling in from Salesforce, and you can see aligned was close lost in April 2024. And I've also set this up so that we're looking back past 90 days, but within 365 days. So that's looking good here. Like this closed within that window. And then let's say I want to reach out to one of the reps or the person who I had a conversation with while that opportunity became closed lost. So I'm going to click on Saad here. I'm going to pick on Saad, and I can say, let's reconnect with Saad and tell them about our recent product launch or something like that. And I can click on this AI generated message that Ruby AI is generating on the back end for us, and I'll show how we pull that. We can say, oh, since we last, and it generates this personalized message that says, since we last talked on this date, it references the details of what happened within that conversation because it's pulling signal from that Salesforce opportunity object. And then it's also referencing a new product that we launched and a customer story and generating this warm message for you. So really powerful stuff. And the last thing I wanted to show is just how we built this on the back end. And for that, I'm going to jump into the admin and I'll see you over there. All right, so the last thing I wanted to show is just the setup and prompts behind that Ruby AI generated outbound message for our close loss campaign here. And so I'm going to navigate to this prompt and I'm going to click edit here. And you can see some of the detail of the prompt that goes into generating that message. The really important thing to call out here is that we're pulling in those different custom objects from Salesforce in this case, but it could be from your workspace or any object that is important to your organization. You can see here, we're pulling in close lost reason detail. So this is the input that either repped or was generated from a call transcript and logged onto that opportunity object. And we're using that in the opening hook here. We're also calling out the opportunity close date, along with things like all the activities that we know about this account for the history of it. And we can pull in, the organization industry and connect the dots there. One other really powerful thing to show here is that if you wanted to add a new input for the LLM, for Rumi, I can just type in this brackets here and maybe type in something like earnings call, and incorporate, some sort of other signal that's relevant into the message too. So super powerful and flexible way for prompt generation and fueling those prompts with quality inputs of the data that is all available within Common Room. Okay, and then last thing real quick is, once I see this prompt looks good, I can click preview snippet. It's going to generate something for me and you can get the general sense of like, oh, this prompt is great. I need to modify this here and there. And then if I go back to the app, again, back to aligned to tie all the knots together, I can click dots together. I can click on Saad again, and we can see that message here. And again, once again, generate that message. So, hopefully that was helpful and cool. I know this is kind of a complex thing. So, really hope that this illustration helps out, and thanks for watching.